good to go.
Now good to go. Good to go. Good to go.
Linking that, I mean, we just mentioned him, Central Cee. He's released Retail Therapy this year. How do we feel? So, is Central Cee? Do you consider Central Cee Drill? You yourselves personally?
This is a long-standing conversation.
Yep.
And you know, I had this conversation with a producer because I feel like producers, they if anyone gets to define what the genre is, it should be the producers.
Yep.
Because they push the sound forwards. They're the reason why we have a UK drill because that's what makes us different. So, from a particular producer who I spoke to, Gotcha, shout out to you. He was like, in my interview, go watch that.
Industry scene, little drop.
If you watch it, you'll see he says, like, in his opinion, drill is the production. And my opinion now, I think that it's, if you talk about US drill, they might say that it's the content more than the production a little bit, but more it has to be gritty, it has to be raw. With UK, I think we can say it's the production. So I do think Central Cee is drill, but then that's when you have to specify, is it production-led drill or is it content-led drill? And he's more like production-led drill because we know he's not really he's more of a trap. He talks about trap. He doesn't really talk about drillings. So yeah, I think he is drill personally. Like I don't think you could take that away from him because he raps on those beats. Okay. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you. I fully hear that argument. And to be honest, when I'm talking about classifying drill, I always say it's production. For me, it's not content. But maybe that's an argument for another day.
I mean, from the little I heard of him earlier, like in the like maybe last year, or whatever. I thought he made trap. Until like you were like, no, he's actually on drill beats. Like, listen properly, it's like, oh shit, they are actually drill beats. So like, there's nothing about him to me that says drill. But then when you actually take him in, the drill. Beats are indeed drill, and I agree with you that he has to be classified as making drill music. But he, to me, is not a drill artist.
More authentic drill, maybe that's the word.
I just don't think he's a drill artist. I think he uses drill beats.
There we go. That's fine though. He uses drill beats, but he's not a drill artist.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I can go for that. Yeah.
Also, I just don't care. Like I just don't. Yeah.
It's not that deep.
Yeah. No, not like that. I just don't listen to him at all.
I listen to him. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I love what he's done. I respect it.
I respect it hugely. I like the music for me just doesn't connect. Yeah.
Is he the youngest in charge?
No.
Who is?
Give me a
question.
Think.
Oh
Give
man!
me a second to think.
No, it's the.
But you said no so strongly. Like you had someone else in mind.
Because, and this is not from my opinion. This is just from the general consensus of even this room and just on. I'm not in the streets, but I can kind of hear what people are saying, like on Twitter. People who talk, people don't really respect him, like on a street level. And I think he's kind of disconnected himself, and that's because he's gone so clear. And as you said, because he's not considered a drill artist. So how could you be the youngest in charge? You're not really. That makes me think of the culture. Your youngest in charge makes me think you're in charge of the culture, but he's not.
Also, really. I swear he's older than these young boys. He's like 24, 25.
Oh yeah, and he's not even young.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was young.
I mean, that is young, by the way, because I'm actually that age.
Bro,
I'm calling myself old.
We've got news for you. Hang on, I'm looking at producer right now. Like, you didn't know his age, bro. Like,
bro, Central's been rapping for.
I know for like 15. I know like 8 years ago,
like,
Link Up TV. I know. Yeah. I did think for some reason, I did think he was.
I think he was actually kind of a bit more interesting back then.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah.
I haven't details like that.
I swear he was on 8 or Nothing.
What?
Was he?
He was on 8 or Nothing.
Yeah. Famously, everyone keeps mentioning that he was on the 8 or Nothing remix. The J Huss remix.
Okay, shit.
Okay, so you lot would agree with, because I think I fully agree with what Cee said. She said that quite well.
No, she hit the nail on the head.
Do you agree, or do you think he might be the youngest in charge like that?
Yeah, I think I have to give it to Digga D at this moment. Yes. At this moment, I'm gonna give it to Digga D. Just make sure they heard me.
No, it's gotta be. But why? You making sure they heard that you said that, or you said that in this moment?
No. Just make sure they heard.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Any arguments there? Digga D youngest in charge?
Digga D, I could see that's a good argument. I think maybe.
I think Digga D's...
Trap was
Trap's older. No, Trap's
because you said youngest. And keyword youngest.
I think Digga's got the kids in it. So
yeah, and Digga does what he wants.
And that's what I mean when it's a young man's game. Because even though Trap's killing it, Digga's killing it for them.
He's 23.
Producer Ak is angrily telling us.
24.
How old is Millions?
24. What's
23?
What season does he turn 24?
Alright, next question. Producer Ak, how old is Millions?
He's a big man.
He seems like he's
at 27, 28.
Yeah, Why'd you ask though? What
just making sure.
Okay. Oh, because he might. What? So hang on. Would you
24?
Would you give that
See,
to
24.
Would you give that to Millions over Digger though?
Everyone's younger than me.
Bro, he's
Welcome to the club.
he's prolific. So he's a hot prospect. I don't know.
No, but Digger's there.
He might win the Ballon d'Or on the Michael Owen thing.
Okay.
You know
Okay, like that.
But Digger's what, 21, isn't it?
Yeah, and Digger's much younger. as well.
Oh, he's 20. Okay.
Yeah, Digger's actually.
Then
younger.
then it's still Digger.
Nah, cool. So
Yeah,
the
Digger's
years
21.
helped you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I hear that.
First, Central Cee. Yeah.
How did you feel about the song? Because I haven't really talked about that. I talked about Central Cee and the state.
Retail Therapy.
Retail Therapy. How did we feel about that?
I thought that was one of his worst drops, you know, since he's been on this run.
Really?
Yeah.
But you like a little bit of this.
Yeah,
Whatever that
because
song
I've been in
goes.
Atlanta, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Where they come alive at night.
Do you know what it is? I saw, like, when
What
I
did you
first...
see in Atlanta? I've been
You
to
been Atlanta
I've been
too.
to Atlanta. I know.
You been
What did you
Atlanta
see
too.
in Atlanta? You told me.
Niggas
You
up
know-
in follies. Alright. No, I went there, bro.
We gotta go.
Yeah, soon comes. Man, I get vaccinated for that.
I can't lie. As soon as I heard it, and obviously I was aware that he was in America at the time.
Yeah.
I knew straight away this is what he's trying to do, strip club music. Like, that's why for me, I liked it.
No, to be honest, I
Not
don't
because I like strip clubs,
I'm
but
not-
I like.
Oh, hey,
I like
it's
the vibe,
fine.
get
If
me?
you like strip clubs, no one says judge you. But I wasn't even.
Yo, how much you throwing though?
Oh, wow, we are not getting into strip club.
I'm ATO. Let's find out.
Come.
Are you want to go brick for brick? Oh.
One thing I say is I'm not even dissing that song. I like that song, but I'm just surprised you prefer that song to
Yeah,
this song.
same.
That's the only reason.
I don't know. Retail Therapy didn't hit for me.
Fair
I
enough.
like it. I
It
love
didn't
the
hit for me.
production.
Yeah.
Shout
The
out to
production,
Young Chanks. He's
One of
really
his
good.
Drillia ones.
Shout out all the producers out there.
Even you know all the producers. That's great.
Respect that.
I mean, they say it at the beginning of the song, so it's not hard.
I don't be listening to that shit. Half the
was
time.
He says you are now listening to Young Chen.
Okay.
Like, do you know?
I ain't hear that.
No,
I ain't hear that
I
still.
hear you, I hear
Y'all
you.
niggas listen to music?
Listen, all right, cool. We're gonna have this conversation. Bolo, how did you fuck this guy?
What was his name again? Young what?
Young Sutton.
Young Cheese?
Yeah.
Chanks, bro.
Chanks.
Yeah.
Young Chanks.
Okay.
Shout out Young Chanks.
What did you feel about Retail Therapy, Bolo?
Nah, it's not for me, man.
Not for you?
Nah.
But Central in general, like you say, not really for you.
Kinda, but like some of these little TikTok tunes, like I rate them, innit? Like, yeah, I can see why they got a buzz. But this Retail Therapy thing, it sounds like noise to me, man.
Yeah? I wasn't
Nah,
mad.
man.
I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't
Nah,
mad
man.
at it.
Didn't you
I
hear
can't
the-
go from groundwork to
Didn't
that.
you hear the
Can't do it.
trumpets?
No.
Can I do it?
Didn't you hear the instrumentation?
Is that what got it for you?
I heard
Was he
layers.
So was he on the keys? Yeah.
No, it's Young Chanks.
I'm
that's just
talking
rated.
about.
That was Young Chanks.
I'm talking about this young.
Please stop saying Chanks.
What? I'm trying to understand.
Young Chanks.
This
Is he
man.
from Memphis?
I don't know. You told me.
Was it Young Chanks?
You told me. You got his biography, you know?
Listen.
Tell me,
You
see?
need to listen to music. That's what you need to do.
You're just hearing it. You're
I
like,
hear you,
you're
I
not-
hear
you
you.
hear it, but are you listening?
Okay.
Are you
Okay.
listening?
It kind of reminded me of how he, loading, where there was like layers to the music,
Okay.
like, layers to the production. I love that.
Wasn't
you
it
have
a
to
bit-
appreciate that.
Wasn't it a bit Drillia than Loading though? Because Drillia felt
What,
like,
was loading more Drillia?
Wait, you gonna give me a breakdown for loading? Sorry, those layers to the production and loading.
Loading's a cold production though, as a beat.
Okay.
Like it's not like I'm not gonna bang it, but as a beat, that was a good. That was.
Oh, no, I didn't even hear that song enough to even know what the beat sounds like.
Well, then.
That song was dead, man.
Well, then why'd you question it?
No, because like
How could you question something you don't listen
no,
to?
He was there already.
because it was dead. Because it wasn't. It wasn't that for you to get the classical music breakdown for like why the build up was this and this is why it's called loading because actually the
whole
beat was
beat was
loading.
loading.
You're like what?
I didn't
Okay.
agree with him on ad-lib, I don't know why. Alright, no, listen. I'm not gonna feed into that.
Jesus.
It does sound like you're giving a lot to the production though.
Yes, because that's what's half of the track.
No, I agree. Production is mad important.
So what do
Yeah.
you think of Central Cee's part?
Exactly.
I'll give him a
It
Central C plus.
complemented it.
That's it, man.
It complemented it. It gave room for the beat to breathe, and I'm here for it.
Wow. So rappers are out here just
Damn.
making space for the beat.
To breathe.
Yes.
Make sure the beat can breathe, yo. Wow.
I like
That was
he
political.
complemented it.
Wait, so is
I
it
like
is it
it.
Young Cheng's featuring Central Cee?
No,
Yes.
no, it's not. Yeah, it's
Oh.
man.
It's,
Change features, that's
also,
what's
sorry,
even.
just want to give credit to Nostalgia because he was also on there too. But
Industry C, you know, I love it.
this is on Spotify, you know. Like his song.
So what? You
song
don't, so you
credit-
don't rate? You don't make Central C?
No, I do, but I'm just saying.
But you're making him sound like
particular
asthma
song-
and that. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Huh?
you're making him sound like asthma or something. Like,
No, listen, that
like he
song
needs to give the beat.
particularly, I like the production. I'm
Okay.
not saying Central Cee,
Oh
he
my
complimented it. He didn't do anything that standed out for me.
okay,
But I'm saying you asked, do I like the song? Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the production. That's
okay,
what I'm
fair enough.
asking.
That's very honest.
You know
very
You
honest.
have to respect producers. I don't
That's
I
true.
No,
don't
it
get
doesn't. No,
this.
I agree.
They're
I
the
agree.
reason we have drill.
So would you rather hear that song or would you rather hear the instrumental?
Of course, I'd rather hear the song because he complements the production. But in terms
But
of
you
we're
feel like-
talking about
But you
standout
said
quality,
you said you did nothing.
Well, you feel like anyone could have done
no, I
that.
said he complemented it.
Okay, cool.
You still have
Okay.
to do something to complement it. But in terms of like what stood out to me was the production. That's it. That's all.
okay.
It's not
I've got a
outside.
genuine question for you.
A genuine one.
A genuine one, not to draw you out. So, like, given this and what we've unpacked about this Central Cee song,
Yeah.
Retail Therapy, how do you project it out for him? Obviously, he's clear, he's in a mainstream space. He's like, to me, he's definitely, his success is production. I don't know if production based is too much, but
he picks great beats, and that's one of his strengths.
Someone does, yeah, for sure.
yeah. No, listen. Whether I give that to him or not, he's gonna need to deliver more
And
to go forward. No,
He will, I think, because he see what he did with Wild West. He created a moment.
Man, he just looks like Michael Jackson, man. That's why people like him so much, man. That's it.
What?
I swear.
Oh, because of white privilege.
I
I didn't say that.
I think that's got a part
But
to
I
play
mean,
in the
that's
success.
what-
Is he even white?
Yeah,
I don't even know if
agree
he's
with that.
white.
think that's
And
got
I'm
a
not-
part to
I'm
play in
not-
this.
no, hang on. By the way, anybody that's white presenting
Yeah, of course.
is always gonna
I
benefit
agree
from
with
that.
that.
So like, I never fight that. And it's important to note with them artists.
I'm not-
But that's
not
not taking
even-
away from his ability. Though. I think he's still.
And not
Yeah.
even just white presenting. He also looks ambiguous, so he can fit in with the
Yeah,
black people.
yeah.
So
Facts.
do you get what I mean?
Facts,
He has almost the best of both worlds, if you want to put it like
Yeah.
that. He's
All I know is
marketable.
that girls are bucking him and they're not able to breathe, and that's not because of the music.
Huh?
No, that one went over my head.
What are you saying?
Did you see that video? No. Oh, there's a video where like
Oh, the
She
man
can't breathe.
is that?
yeah,
Linking
she
to
sees
your
some
Michael
water or
She's seen
something.
him and she's like,
Yeah, and he's like get her some water.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I get you. now, I
And
get you.
did you
I
not
was
look
about
like
to say that.
did you not look like MJ in that video?
no.
That was a young MJ, bro.
No.
you tried to wrap it up strong.
Oh,
You
come on,
should've-
man.
you should've taken the
That was Latino MJ.
I was
bro.
worried when I was going when he first said that, but I was
Alright.
like, what?
Alright,
Is he
cool.
cancelled? Like,
Go on, address it.
I'm not debating MJ.
Fair enough. We're gonna move on. We'll go Central Cee a break.
What's
Moving
wrong?
on to
What the fuck is wrong
I
with
think
you?
he's gonna do great things.
yeah.
I think so,
Do you know what? I don't not see
He
it.
has great management, man.
He does have great. His
Great,
situation
it's a
is
great
great.
team.
The sound is
What do you
great.
need?
But the thing is though, you need a real artistic identity though.
He does.
And you know what? Sorry, not take away from that because he does have one. He has a story and he's giving you that.
Yeah.
He's giving you some
Artistic
introspection.
identity. The marketing plays into that.
Yes, it does.
Musically, I don't think he has a. He has a.
I think on the project he gave you some. He gave you a glimpse of what that could be because it's not like he hasn't told you anything about his life or anything about. Like he's given. There's
can
some,
delve
he's
deep.
I
built up
do.
an
I
identity
do
of
think in
himself.
terms, if we're just judging him musically, I think his flow can get a little bit samey.
Yep. 100%.
So that side of things, but I think he's also very self-aware to the point where he knows, okay, I'm not maybe the best rapper. He might disagree, but he knows that he needs something else to get to that level, and that's what he did with Wild West, the marketing.
But my whole thing is you expect him to maintain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. I
I'm
think
just-
so.
just
I
wanted to
think
be clear.
so. Yeah,
I think he will as well. I think he will artificially, but he could also do it organically, like just by fucking with all the young creatives around his age bracket, like fucking with the Pink Pantheresses and all that kind of stuff.
That was smart.
That was hella smart.
That was so smart.
If he keeps doing stuff like that, then of course he's gonna dominate his whole like age group.
generation, yeah.
Yeah, whole generation.
But not necessarily off music. Necessarily. You said
Partly,
he could do it
partly off
organically,
music.
But
Yeah, but I think it's already in place for him to do it like not organically as well.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. I can see that.
Yeah.
Go on, no?
No, I just want to say
last
he
piece.
plays his strengths. So like the marketing plays into that, but also he picks, as I said, he picks the right beats. So that all is playing your strengths. I think as an artist, you have to know what your strengths are and how can you know your weaknesses. Know your weaknesses. How can you compensate for that?
Do you think those beats will be the right beats for a long time, or is it just a moment thing?
Well, he'll evolve. I think he's the type of artist who will evolve. And
But do you think those songs have shelf life?
what the songs that he's released so far?
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't dropped a classic. I don't think.
Yeah, none of his
No,
songs,
he
none of his
hasn't
music
dropped
is
a classic,
timeless.
no.
None of his.
So far.
No, so that's probably what. In fact, that's what probably has to do next.
Maybe for the youths, a day in the life, but for the
What
youths,
about
I don't know.
That's
I
the only
can't
reason
afford
I
that bag
disagree
beat.
that he makes right beats. Good
what
beats.
about what's that
Beats
track
is
called?
nothing.
If I can't afford that baggie that you want,
classic.
then I'll let
The
that for
beat
you.
doesn't define the classic though. Like you have to do more than pick a right beat to have a classic
Do
track.
you have a classic track with a bad beat?
Huh?
Do you
No,
know-
no, of course that's a standard.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be a classic.
No, of
You
course
have
not.
to do more. Yeah, yeah.
Of course not. Yeah.
Do you lot think commitment
say that.
issues might be a classic for the youngers? Commitment issues.
Surely, I don't know. If he has got a classic, it's Day in the Life. I thought.
I don't think.
I thought if he has got a classic, it's Day in the Life. I thought.
Well, you know what? It's too early to say. We'll know in 4 years.
Yeah. It's
If
true,
you
it's
play
true,
it in
it's
a
true.
test it out, play it in the club or whatever, and then see if people react.
You're saying like the Pink Pantheress one?
No.
Well, obsessed with you.
Yeah, I'll take that one. It's more of a classic.
I hate that
Maybe
song. Quite
classic on a commercial level. I don't know.
On a commercial level, yeah.
It's not just commercial still, because like that's like kind of garage, and garage is more just commercial. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Do you go to garage raves?
Sometimes.
Okay. Do you hear that?
No,
Okay.
I haven't heard that out anyway.
I have in the radio. That's what I'm saying on the commercial level. It might be a classic.
Okay, I haven't heard it.
Okay, cool.
Moving on from Central Cee onto someone that is certainly considered drill.